to the OhioRAAM Show.
Hi, this is Jim Lawyer, and this is the OhioRAAM Show number 335, show about ultracycling.
And I'm Lee Kreider, and we are here because of all the good people who operate the time stations here in Ohio for the Race Across America, 41 in Oxford, 42 in Blanchester, and 43 there in Chillicothe, where Jim hangs out. Jim, it's good to have you over there in Chillicothe now.
Yeah, thank you. We're happy to be there, and hopefully we'll get a fourth one going in Ohio, maybe 2022.
Oh, well, that would be great. And we are happy to have Vivek Shaw with us over in India this morning. That's why we're here so early in the United States. You notice our time fluctuates all over the place, and we kind of design it so that we'll have the most audience available in the time zone that our guest is in. And it's 6:30 in the evening over there, I believe, in India. So that's why we kind of flip around time and what have you. So, Jim, you're getting ready for the World Time Trials, are you, virtual?
Yeah, we're going to try. We made it official and signed up, I think, Friday. So we've got our bib numbers, and we're ready and willing to go. So we're going to give it a good shot.
Ready to go. Well,
yep.
the virtual Revolve 24 goes off this next weekend, and I think we'll be doing some live from it. I haven't got it set up yet, Jim. We're working on that. Okay. That's going to be kind of tough for us here in Eastern United States because things happen in the middle of the night, but we can handle that, I guess.
Yeah,
and
we can.
Before we go any farther, we want to say our next show is going to be tomorrow. With Soren Rosenkild from Denmark, and that'll be at 7 p.m. Central Europe time and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Of course, all these shows remain online as recorded shows, and you can always see them on the OhioRAAM Show website, OhioRAAMshow.com. We keep all our shows archived there for us. So, it's good to see the growth that we're seeing in India, don't you think, Jim? That's really come along fine.
I totally agree, and it's good to see that everywhere. It looks like we're coming good and strong, and hopefully 2021 will be a good year.
Well, yeah, and we hope we can get back at it. And with that, we're going to go out to India, where we have Vivek Shaw on. Vivek, how are you today?
Hey, good evening, good morning, everyone. I'm fine, thank you. How are you, Jim? How are you, Lee? Thank you for having me on the show.
Well, we're just glad to have you here. And we just want to say to the people watching out there that we would like to see your comments and questions, or if you're here watching, and I see there's several out there, just pop in a comment there and say hello so we know you're here. We'd love to hear from you. I see several people out there who've already given us some likes. We always like those likes. And so give us your comments and questions because Jim and I sometimes run out of those. I'm going to start it off, Jim, here with asking Vivek, tell me how you got into cycling and how you got into ultracycling.
Lee, it's been a long story. Right since I was a kid, I was into sports since I was 6, 7 years old. So in my early days, I was doing shooting at the international level. And then I picked up mountaineering, climbing and mountaineering. Since I was 7 or 8 years old, my dad took me to the Himalayan mountains, which is in the northern part of India. So that was a very deep-rooted passion, which I developed right since I was a young kid. And that requires a lot of physical fitness. So initially, to develop that physical fitness, I started running and jogging and exercising. And in 2009, 2010, cycling, the culture of cycling started to pick up over here in India in a very, very big way, especially in our city of Ahmedabad. So just to maintain initially my fitness, my aim was to start cycling. I said that I am already doing a lot of running, so let me give cycling a shot. So that was the basic objective of getting into cycling at that time in 2009 and 2010. And I started enjoying cycling at that time. So I became a road racer. I started competing at the state level and at the national level. I won the state championships a couple of times. I represented my state in the national championships also a couple of times, with good top 10 finishes and all. And after 2015, I started getting into long distance cycling. So there was an event initially called Desert 500, which was a 500-kilometer race over here, which I did in 2012, and I quite enjoyed it at that time. So in 2015, I heard that there is something called Race Across America, and I started studying what is Race Across America. So I got to know that it is considered to be the world's toughest bicycling race. So you see, I was also getting slightly older after 2014 and 15, and my attitude for racing was also changing. Those short races at the state national level, and my family priorities, my work priorities were also changing at that time. So I decided to more or less quit competitive road cycling, and then I started more into long distance cycling. I did a couple of brevets also at that time, some 200 kilometers and 300 kilometers, and I started enjoying those events, and uh, started enjoying long distance cycling also. So that is how I basically got into ultra cycling in 2015. So in 2016 and 17, I was studying about Race Across America, and what it takes to try and attempt it, or even try and finish it, and all those things. So I started getting more into ultra cycling. I started training specifically for Race Across America since 2017, and here we are. So that is, I think, it sums up the whole journey of my sporting background, right? Since I was 6 and 7 years old, and right now I'm 40 years old. So I've been doing all kinds of sports at all different levels, and then early I got into cycling, and then specifically to ultra cycling like this. So this is how it all happened.
Well, Pinky Shaw, who's your crew chief, has said that cyclists never get old.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. The body gets old. The mind may never get old, but surely the body gets older. Back and as the body starts getting older, you see a lot of changes in your temperament also. There's a very different temperament required for racing, for short distance racing, and for ultra racing. Very different temperament is required.
Well, you're getting right, I think, close to what I consider the optimum age for ultra cycling,
Right.
which always happens a little later than like stage racing. 40, 45, up into 50 is a pretty good age. Pinky, I should say, is your crew chief, isn't she?
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
And Pinky, I want to talk to you sometime later about covering Vivek's race in June, and we'll get talking more about that.
Definitely.
Sure.
Vivek, since we're on crew, you want to talk a little bit about your crew and your crew chief and how they're helping you have a positive outlook towards 2021?
Yes, we have been, see, we were all set and prepared. All the planning and preparations were done for the 2020 race. But as we all know, unfortunately, everything got cancelled due to COVID. So, in fact, it was a very, very nice opportunity that we got with the VRAW and the VRAAM that was organized in June. So, we decided to give our preparations a shot at that time. And it was a very, very successful race. We enjoyed a lot, and still our preparations are on for the race in 2021. the planning, the ticket bookings, the coordination, and everything. So we just had to shift the whole thing from 2020 to 2021 as it was. I also had booked my flight tickets. I was about to I was scheduled to reach there in the end of April and all those things. But unfortunately, everything got cancelled. We all are hit by COVID, and so the 4 or 5 months of lockdown was there over here. 4 months, and we had a lot of indoor training going on. And during that time, even right now during my training, for my longer distances, my crew members, they always come along with me. Whoever is free and available at that time, they come along. And a lot of things, the planning, the nutrition, getting stuff from the market, spares, technical things. I mean, the whole team looks after all that, because they say that, Vivek, you just train, you just focus on the training, everything else we will do. So and most of my crew members, they are into cycling. For example, my crew chief Pinky, she herself is an ultra cyclist, and she has been doing a lot of things. She, like you all know, she did the 60, the 12 days she finished in 4 days, and all those things. So
Yeah.
she herself is a very experienced cyclist. And my other crew members, they are also experienced cyclists. They have a racing. Some of them are runners. Some of them are into the fitness industry. So they have very, very good network and very good contacts, and a lot of help and support I do get from them. So I would just say that, I mean, it's a very well-known fact amongst the ultra cycling community that nothing can happen without the crew and without the team. A rider is just a rider. I mean, he or she alone can't do anything at all. So it's the team, the strength of the team, the attitude of the team, and the efforts of the team, I think, is what makes or breaks a race or a ride. This is what I think about my team, and I am very, very thankful to all my team members, because I see at times and very often they go out of their way to support me. They put their priorities on the back seat, and they just do anything and everything that is possible for them to support me and to come with me, to do things for me. I feel blessed, I feel honored to have such a team with me. And we have built up this team since the last 3.5 years now, and all of them have stuck with me through good times and through bad times, through injuries and through everything. So I mean, it's an honor to have such a team, and which is led by experienced cyclists, especially by Pinky. And everyone has done a lot of things. I mean, it's anything that I say for all of them, I mean, I feel short of words to describe their contribution to me.
Well, we have a saying, Vivek, right. I should say, that a team can't win the race for you, but it can lose it for you.
Absolutely, I do agree with that.
We've seen a lot of that at the time stations.
Yes. That is very, very true. That is very true. Especially as the race goes on into the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th day. I mean, as the day progresses, the number of miles goes on increasing, the contribution of the team goes on and on. So like Lee very rightly said, I mean, the team cannot win the race for you, but they can surely lose it for you. That is very, very important. That's why we need to build up the team over a period of time. The team needs to know the rider in and out very well. So it's been a good journey so far for me with the team.
So what did you qualify? Where did you qualify for RAM?
Okay, so I initially qualified for Race Across America in January 2019. There's a race called the Ultra Spice race, which is held in India.
Yeah, okay.
So I qualified in the Ultra Spice race in January 2019. And that was my first RAM qualification. And this time again in the virtual raw, I again qualified for the race across America. So that was the second time I qualified. So even though, I mean, the 2019 qualification was holding good for me, for even for 2021, but
Right.
those were the two RAM qualifying races that I had done. And the Ultra Spice race, it was a 600-kilometer race at that time. The 600-kilometer category was also RQ. So I I had done that. So that was, I mean, two RAM qualifier races I have participated in, and in both I achieved that qualification. Jim.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
Do you have any plans between now and RAM for any other cycling events, or are you just focused on training?
I am actually just focusing on training because the last event which I had was this the virtual raw, and that was in June. So we are all of the opinion that now we just need to focus more and more on training and fine tune a lot of things, fine tune a lot of errors that we are making, some additional training methodologies, etc., which we need to bring in. So I am not specifically looking at any event from now till the race across America next year, because in any case now we are almost at the end of November, just 6 months to go. 6 months to go. So I mean, my whole preparation now will be focused to solely towards RAM 2021. I'm not planning any other race or any other event in between right now. Jim.
Gotcha. Outstanding.
Okay, you can see more about Vivek at his website there we're showing, and it's also to be found on the OhioRAAMshow.com website, where you see his show, and there'll be show notes right below there where you can just click on that link for Vivek. And what will be a good way to follow you on the Race Across America, Vivek?
I think we will be posting all our videos and updates on my Facebook page, which is called the Ultracyclist Vivek Shah. That's the title of the page. And I also have a Instagram handle called Vivek Shah _Cervelo. So those are the two major social media platforms which I have been currently using. So that is where we will be posting updates, even starting from now and for the race also.
All right. We will try, Jim, don't let me forget to get that link very quickly on the show notes. I'll add those. Okay. I'll try to do that just as soon as we get off the air. So again, on the OhioRAAMshow.com website, show notes for this show, you should see that link. So very good.
Vivek Pinky commented, you maybe should talk about what kind of changes it will bring in cycling community of India after you crack RAM and complete it successfully.
See, Jim, it's like this, that very, very few people from India have actually finished the solo race across America till date. Just 3 of them, if I'm not wrong. The solo I'm talking about, the solo category.
Correct. Yeah.
And to finish race across America as an Indian, it's considered to be a very, very big thing in cycling. May it be cycling, ultra cycling, road racing in India, whatever. But it is considered to be a very, very big thing, right? To even to reach the start line of the race across America and then to finish it, all those things are considered to be big achievements. So people over here, younger cyclists, they are already looking at me as a person who motivates them, something like an inspiration. So they keep in touch with me, they ask me questions, they tell me to share some training guidelines, some training tips, share my experience. I mean, simple things like what cycling shoe to buy, or maybe which bar tape to use.
Yeah.
Or I just did a 200-kilometer ride yesterday. Should I take a break for a couple of days, or what should I do? How should I recover? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
people, the younger cyclists, the upcoming cyclists, they keep on asking me. So I think eventually, if we finish RAM in 2021, it will bring a lot of positive changes in the cycling community over here, and people will definitely get a lot of motivation and a lot of boost to further their own cycling activities. More importantly, it will show that this is possible, people are capable of doing it, and if one person can do the race across America, why can't I do it? If he can do it, I can also do it. So
Mm-hmm.
it is something like, it is something like setting an example that people look at over here, because not many people in India have attempted it also, leave alone finishing it. But not many people have attempted it also. I mean, there
Mm-hmm.
are only 3 Indian solo cyclists till date who have finished race across America.
Right.
And
So,
and but I want to say that a
yeah,
couple of years ago, some people say, "Why there's no excitement in RAM where you have one person win 24 hours ahead of the other." But a couple of years ago, we were
Mm-hmm.
watching who was going to be the first Indian to complete RAM as they
right,
changed leads over and over again in West Virginia
right,
and Maryland. They
right,
really added a lot of excitement to that race. We were staying up all night long watching, see who was going to
right,
make it, and that was really
right.
great for the sport.
Right. So that's exactly what I'm trying to tell. That it brings out a lot of excitement, and it sorts of kicks in a movement amongst people over here. So let's do it. Let's do it. It brings in a lot of enthusiasm.
Right,
So I mean,
right.
in India, it's like a person goes climbs Mount Everest. So
Mm-hmm.
people just think that if this guy can do it, I can also do it. If not Everest, I can climb a smaller peak, but at least it is better than what I'm doing right now. So it gives a
Exactly.
positive boost and motivation. And me and my team, we have always believed in sharing what we have learned, our experiences and our knowledge. So we are very open to people. People approach us, our strangers approach us, they ask for tips, they ask for guidelines. So that's a very positive thing that I see happening.
Definitely.
Well, we want to wish you well, Vivek. We hope to see you
Thank you.
here in Ohio.
Thank
We
you.
will see you here in Ohio, not hope
We
to.
Exactly.
will, we will, we will, we
Uh,
will.
and we try to give people a little boost here. We're at a strategic point, 600 miles to go, and facing West Virginia.
Aha.
We feel we're the right place to give you a little boost here, and we looking forward to that.
Right.
Pinky's back here again. Ryder and crew are both having excitement and anxiety from the first year to reach the start line of RAM. Pinky, you'll do it. You'll bring him home. We expect that, and we wish everybody well. Vivek,
Yes.
India, going from, as I understand it, maybe a decade or more ago, you couldn't even buy a professional grade bike inside India, to where you are today is really a remarkable story.
Yes.
And
Yes. Actually, it is, and I'll tell you, Lee. When I started out cycling, I bought my first road bike in 2010. Yes, in
Wow, that's
2010.
outstanding. Yeah.
And I started in 2009 in May. I bought it in 2010, and at that time, such road bikes were not available in India. So one of my friends, he was visiting USA at that time. He said, "Ki Vivek, do you want a bicycle over here? There's a big sale." He was there at the time. I mean, Christmas time in the end of December. So he was somewhere in California. So he was telling me that we have a huge sale, discount sale, clearance sale. One shop is closing down. Do you want a bicycle? I said, just get one. I need a 58 frame size endurance frame. So he got me my first road bike from there. He got it on his own from the. So I mean, you're very rightly, at that time, such bicycles and all those things were not available in India very easily. It was tough to get, and now you see we have a problem of choice over here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a good problem to have. That's a happy, happy problem.
That is true. That is true.
Well, you said there's one of our viewers said about the pains that the crew has taken. We know that's true. And we're happy to have you here with us. Listen, we wish you well, and we will be in touch. Pinky, I will be in touch before too long here about trying to develop some strategy. We'll try to have a video conference between you, Jim, and I, and talk about how we can bring you a little extra coverage to the race when it's going on, okay? And with that,
that would be good.
I think it's time for us to say goodbye, reluctantly, but we are happy to have you with us. Thanks a lot, Vivek, for being with us. Thanks for all of you.
Thank you, Lee, for having me. Thank you, Jim.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And thank you, everyone. With that, we're going to just hop right on out of here. Hey, don't go away. We'll chat a little bit after we go up there.
Okay, sure.
This is Gregory Zuber, thanking you for watching and sharing.
Music by Kevin MacLeod.